Jolan Tru Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates Mod. I'm Lieutenant Commander Tarek of the Destroyer Arias Fides, as we continue our campaign against what is increasingly seeming like it's going to be against the Hydran Star Kingdom. Quite a few votes have gone that way once people actually learned it was one of the options, and so we'll probably end up heading in that direction. In the meantime, though, we at least need to get ourselves in a slightly larger ship, so let us set out into space and see what we can actually drum up. A salvage mission is a boring mission because it's actually just a whole bunch of empty boxes that you go and just blow up. And MET Temp Patrol is a much better way to begin the day, part of your balanced breakfast, as it were. And yeah, we're just gonna go out here, kill somebody, steal his stuff, perhaps. You know, we do have how many Marines? One Marine, so maybe we're not going to steal anybody's stuff, but it's the thought that counts. Kick ourselves up to full speed of 15. Wait, isn't it? I thought it was. Ooh, apparently I've got more than that. What am I not sure? Oh yeah, the ship is half destroyed. Right. Let's fix the phaser 1, maybe? Actually, that shouldn't have any effect on our charge rates. But I'm wondering where my charge went. Because the system is already broken. So the phasers actually don't draw any additional power beyond the phaser capacitor. So as long as the phaser capacitor is chugging along at full power, that should have no effect, right? Well, maybe not. It's not important. We do have a heavy cruiser that we are, of course, scoring off against. Kick on the forward shield reinforcement. See if we can't take this guy without taking too much damage. I had forgotten just how badly damaged we were. I saw the little sliver of damage on the initial screen. Was like, oh, that's nothing. After all, we had been basically doing the exact same thing in our Gorn ship, and then I remembered our Gorn is an X-type heavy bombardment cruiser, so a little bit on a different level to what we're currently flying. So we're gonna have to keep that somewhat in mind. By somewhat, I mean absolutely in mind. Okay, so we have both of our phaser 1s back and ready to go. What are you? Send in the probe. And the probe will tell us exactly everything that we truly desire to know. Hopefully he isn't equipped with plasma torpedoes, so I can just basically abuse the crap out of him. He's equipped with plasma torpedoes, of course he is. So let's go check on the state of the power system. Oh wait, and kick up the speed as much as we can. We'll get an entire another point of power back as soon as we get, you know, everything charged. Well, the probe recharged. But I'm gonna avoid you for a little bit because I need to come up with a plan. And that plan includes prepping one of these. So we are preparing our first Wild Weasel shuttle. The Wild Weasel shuttle, just in case if we make a mistake, it'll be there perfectly ready to save us from our own stupidity. How much power do I currently have available? I have loads. Let's use most of that because I would like to get up to maximum speed here. Oh good, we're at maximum speed. We have 0.5 points of power, but at least we're cruising along, and you can actually see the damage on the model at the moment. Right now, the neck of the system, as well as one of the wings, is not exactly in the most grand of positions. Alright, so he's opening fire from a range he doesn't really have all that great accuracy yet, which is great, because that will force him to operate at a suboptimal level. And I would like that shuttle bay back as soon as you do, because I'd like to get a point of electronic countermeasure running, and in order to do that, I need this shuttle bay to not be, you know, currently pouring power into a Wild Weasel. Fun fact, actually, if you play Starfleet Battles, the tabletop game, you need to continue to power these Wild Weasels. There's a power cost associated with just holding them in the hull, which I don't believe is in Starfleet Command, so I'm just going to do a quick check as soon as it drops. We're looking at other other power, which is 5 points. Okay, so you do actually hold it for 0.5 points of power. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Sorry to slow down. Not too much though. I need to bait him into dropping his. I need to bait him into dropping a plasma torpedo, so I can then run away from it at maximum speed. In order to do that, I need to not get too close, and I'm barely paying attention. And there we go, and full power. Go on, shoot your plasma, shoot your plasma. I'm close. I'm that close. Look at it. Isn't that such a juicy target? No, apparently not. So the reason why we need to bait him into firing his plasma is because we have an equal plasma range. So both of our plasma torpedoes will reach out to a range of about 8 or so with full power. Or 5 is it? It's one of the two. It's not all that high. So I need him to think, oh, it's a good idea to shoot my plasma torpedoes. I can't do this. I can't continue to nimbly dance around him, unfortunately, for obvious reasons, because he's going to cut through my shields. He just has the phaser firepower to do it. So I guess we've got to be the aggressive ones, which I don't like doing, because I'm concerned about actually getting plasma torpedoes on target. So I need him coming towards me to close the gap, and then I need to fire a single plasma torpedo. So, starboard side plasma. Come on, give me angle. There we go. And I'm going to turn away now. at our speed of 28, and he didn't view that as a threat, so he just tanked it right on the nose. And then he fired his plasma torpedo and then gutted my aft shields, which has knocked out another phaser too. You know what? This seems like a bad idea. Yeah, we're just gonna hit full power when we're out of here. The ship is not in great condition. It really isn't. Maybe... the thing is, if I take this guy, if I manage to beat him, then we have a lot going for us, because this will be another 300 prestige, which is great. We could definitely use that. By the way, the reason why I'm not cloak hopping on this one is because I don't have sufficient power. Oh crap, we're gonna get in close. And we're gonna get a lot closer than I wanted. So I'm gonna do that, because I knew that's all he's got. And now I'm gonna drop a cloak to protect me, because hopefully this will prevent him from getting any accurate fire on me, and we should be down in cloak now. And now we just gotta wait for the Wild Weasel to wear off. So he's still shooting, still getting some accurate fire, but nothing too serious just yet. That's okay. We're fine, right guys? Yeah, plasma F torpedoes are charging. Really, I can't hang too close to him for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to steal most of that shield budget and just run away again. And, ooh, plan. Come right for me. Come right for me. You see, we have something special in the hold, and this is something very unique to Romulans only. Nobody else gets this. We have what's called a nuclear space mine. You see, a normal mine goes out and flashes red, and if you hit it, you take like 10 damage. A nuclear space mine, it goes out, it flashes blue, and I believe you take 25, or was it 50 damage? It's a painful experience. Now, you can only drop it out the back hatch, so you can't transport in front of somebody, which, you know, takes some of the firepower out of it. But if you manage to hit somebody with a nuclear space mine, they're gonna feel it, and it's quite nice. The trick, of course, is getting that nuclear space mine to hit the target. Gotta switch shields to forward shield reinforcement, because we're about to pop out a cloak, so that we can take a plasma torpedo shot. Now we only get one, so there is that. And shift M. That's the big one. And that'll ward him away, no problem. Oh crap, ah shoot, I hit the wrong button. Fire all weapons. And now drop down in speed. Now we're gonna hit that. Phasers? Yeah. Cloak. That's important. Alright, so we've hit him. We've hit him and hurt him. He does have a plasma F torpedo ready to go, but as long as we're under cloak, he can't touch me. I have 20 points of power, so I don't not actually missing anything. Shuttle Bay is still intact. We've taken more hits than I otherwise would like to, and this is not the attack style I like to go through, because I like to be a little bit more aggressive than this, but I'm worried about being aggressive. Let's go back to our mine, because I would like him to hit that. That is, of course, the nuclear space mine, and if that hits him, we'll be in great shape. I'd also like my forward shield to come back, so if the game could expedite that, that'd be lovely. Just gonna see if I can't come around him. I could drop a mine. The problem is, at this range, the mine's probably gonna hit me, so I don't want to quite risk all of that. Okay, so you fired your phaser, so I'm gonna cross over in front of you. There we go. Getting our shields back, recovering some of that. Now, he is close enough to hurt me from this range. Not with a phaser 3, he ain't, but... Alright, so now let's go top view, because I want to make sure that I don't actually hit my own mine, because that's going to be important. I want to go near my mine, but not hit my mine. Where is it? There it is, okay. Because if I can go near the mine, I can probably take control of this little engagement that we have brewing here, because I can basically force him to have to give wide berth to this. This gives me advantage in turns, which, you know, I already have an advantage in turns, but it gives me a greater one. And you'll notice he's turning away in the direction, which is lovely, because I want to pull him properly so that I can get around behind him. So, a couple of ways to do that, and one of the ways is to force him into suboptimal turns. Can I make this turn? Yes, yes I can. So I'm going to make this turn hard, because I can turn inside of him. He can't turn hard enough to get around me, I don't think, without triggering my mind. Oh, please, please tell me I did this right. Okay, good. So, decloak, plasma torpedo. Gotta fire them one at a time, otherwise he'd be... Oh, shoot. Yeah, all weapons fire back. Okay, we're out of here. We are gone. You know what, just, if you got a gun... I'm not sure what happened there, but, interesting. Yeah, we're gonna skulk on out of here. So, stabilize the warp. Oh, boy. That was good. I think I can get away with like this, though. We're gonna drop in the cloak and transport it. Ooh, guess not. Okay. That's an interesting way to start the day. We bit off just a little bit more than we could chew. To be fair, that was because I made a couple of mistakes. So the biggest mistake occurred about halfway through the fight. I hit the cloak device instead of C. So X is your cloaking device, C is your point defense tractor beams, which are quite useful. So we ended up not using it. We are now in the Tiro, and according to this, the Tiro is a snipe. Ooh, that's pointless and worthless. I have probably enough cash. Yeah, I could buy a RKR. I want a KRC, though. That's what we were saving for. Really, the KRCs are 2,200. I suppose they do have a lot of plasma torpedoes, don't they? So they've got 2 Gs and 2 Fs, which is not amazing if we're completely honest with each other. But that is still a significant amount of firepower. So we are now in that little tiny snipe, which should have like a single plasma G. It's not exactly... Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's a single plasma G, 2 phaser ones. We can't be in this. We, unfortunately, won't survive in this thing, I don't think. So we need to start considering what do we want to get into instead. Warbirds, not worth it. Single R, but 4 plasma... 4 phasers. They're incredibly slow. You'll notice their total engine power is 13. Most of that goes into that R-type plasma torpedo. We're not interested in that. Like, it's an interesting concept to put a plasma R on a light cruiser, an early light cruiser at that, but that's not going to end well for anybody. Well, except for the enemy. Really nothing here that I want. Wait, really? The KF-4s? Oh no, I was thinking something, a slightly larger vessel. This is similar to what we had been in, but I don't want to just tread water. We'll go on a couple of missions with the snipe and see what we can pull off. A monster, that'll be great. There are a couple of monsters that I don't want to see on this mission, but there are also a few that I would love to see. And that's one of them. Okay, lovely. So let's see how fast this... Oh, God. I forgot. It's a snipe. Well, the final blow is working with us this time, so he'll be able to do most of the damage. This is a large cage, or no, a living cage, small, LCS. So, manageable. But as you can see, we are very, very tiny and limited in what we can do. So, being a little tiny patrol snipe, we cannot actually sell it. This actually explains so much to me now, because I've always kind of like slagged off the snipes a little bit, because pilots, or the captains of them, always seem to be zipping around without charging their plasma torpedoes, and I would always be like, that was a dumb thing to do. Now I see why. I see why, because they literally can't travel faster than the speed of 8. Okay, once that plasma torpedo is fully charged, we do get some power back. Let's go shields, reinforce. It doesn't really matter. We can just fire a plasma torpedo to our heart's content. Apparently, I have no weapon groups. And I think the final blow is going to take care of this for me. If we're lucky, this will work out lovely. Oh, that must have hurt. Luckily for us, he didn't target us. So fire that. All of them select. Fire those. He's badly hurt. Oh yes, he's very badly hurt. Let's slow down. Gotta slow down to basically nothing if we actually want to fight. But you know what? We'll continue to engage with our little light phasers. He has no weapons anymore, so we can just sit here and kill him. Some interesting firing arcs. You know, I normally point out the fact the ISC has almost... Oh, duh. Let's get in front of him. Nuclear spaceman. I mean, we don't get to use it very often. We may as well use it now. If I can, you know, get in front of him. Or, you know, if he didn't die. So, yeah. Nice, tiny little ship, which hopefully will tell the game that the difference between our firepowers is gigantic and will pay out huge. Because that would be great. 382 is an excellent payout. We're at 1921. Oh, we're actually really close to getting to that KRC. Ooh, we may actually get it this episode. Oh, I'm slow, but I can make it. Holding action. So holding action has us having to get to a little listening post in order to steal the information. And we don't actually have to fight anybody if we don't want to. Actually, we gotta stop. I gotta charge all systems first. So we're squaring off against a FFL, a frigate, and a frigate. And we brought the Avenger, which is a Klingon frigate. 2 FFLs and an FFG. Oh, that is unpleasant on several levels. You know what? Have fun, buddy. Looks like they're getting into a bit of a fight out there. These FFLs can kill me. They literally can. You know what? We're going to do this smart. We're going to do this the Romulan way. Full powered engines? Oh god, that's the maximum power this ship will go. Oh god, I forgot. Yeah. Travel directly away, directly away, directly away. Okay, we're good. I should cloak and see if I can't skulk my way over there, but that'll take forever. But you know what? Speed of 10? Sure, why not? We'll make it eventually, I assume. All I've got to do is get there. I just need to survive enough turns of them sitting around outside me, just bombing me with plasma. Or, you know, mines. They could do that. That would be bad. Also, if you don't get out of that arc, well, I'm going to be in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble. We've already lost one ship. I'd prefer not to lose another. Mine. Deal with that. Go play with that. Have fun. And then... big mine! Oh, touch. Oh, he was able to avoid it just barely. So what you gonna do? He's really focusing on that. He's being smart about it. He's being smart about it. Stop being smart. Stop using your brain. Your computerized brain. Okay, that did ward him away a little bit, which is great, because I am 30 away? 34. We were being optimistic, Cleo. It's just that we're limited in speed, and if we're not cloaked, we gain like 7 points of speed, but he is capable of just ripping along at maximum power. Leaving a little trail of breadcrumbs for them to follow. He really wants this shield. And I'm out of mines. I have nothing more to use. Ow. Nailed us with a photon torpedo, but we're in scanning range. You have failed, sir. Our information has been stolen. And now, the mission automatically ends. Oh, which is so very nice. It's one of the few missions that... yeah, this mission can be accomplished without doing anything at all. 350 prestige. That was the plan. 2271. I think that's enough for a KRC. The question is, do I actually want a KRC? Because it's 2267. It's probably another 3 years before any of the really good heavy cruisers come out. So, 2257. I have just enough. Bye. Supply. Trade in our little snipe so that we have some pocket change in order to get our brand new KRC going. So we've upgraded from a destroyer and then a snipe into a full-on Klingon-style command cruiser. And gotta remember, at this point, Klingon ships are still probably the best ships in the Romulan Navy. Oh, poor Romulans. With your terrible, terrible shipbuilding capabilities at the moment. That will improve. That'll become terrifying. But for right now, you suck. And so we're basically using Klingon technology. Yeah, not the worst thing in the world.
Battle alert.
Battle alert. We're staying off against a heavy cruiser again. Let's see how fast this sucker will go. Faster than I thought, not as fast as I was hoping. Although, you know, a speed of 15 ain't nothing to slouch. I mean, that's good for a plasma cruiser. Reinforce the forward shield, turn on into him. I think you are the killing blow, so prepare a wheeled weasel. Slow down 1 point of speed just to make sure we have everything under control. So we have quite the smorgasbord of weapons here. Oh yes, many weapons. So first of all, we have our 5 phaser 1s and 4 phaser 2s. The 4 phaser 2s only shoot backwards. They are collar mounted, as the way that we normally describe them, which I have no idea where they would be on this ship, which according to the MFD they should be up forward, but I suppose maybe they're up here on the flanks of the boom, but I prefer to call them the collar mounts anyway. And then of course we have 2 in the shoulder mounts, which are right here and here, and then 3 in the nose, which is excellent and fairly good coverage too. It's like right up here on top of this tower. And then of course we have 4 plasma torpedoes, which is that's not nothing. That is a significant number of plasma torpedoes. And one which I will use to hopefully, you know, stun him into thinking that he is under assault from every single one of them before freaking out and failing to actually survive the real salvo. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to wild weasel him. I'm going to fire both my plasma torpedoes, hope to force a wild weasel out of him, and that will hopefully allow us to avoid his return plasma strike, because I think he does have plasma. If he's like any of the other ones we've seen so far, then he's got plasma. Because we've seen 2 of these exact types of ships before, and they were plasma armed. Only 2 Fs, but that's still a significant number. Select my Gs, fire the pseudos, enjoy that, and I will turn. Yep, it's the exact same ship. Enjoy this, have fun with it, play with it. Crash stop, please. Just while we... that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. More speed. More speed. The only thing I didn't want, though, was the fact he only fired one. So he still has another one sitting in, like, preparation. On the bright side, I should be able to kill him without too much effort. Everything, and now we burn and leave. Now we did take quite a bit of fire on the shield. D-type plasma torpedoes do not care for his crap. 11 damage. That is significantly less than I otherwise wanted, but every little bit helps. Okay, slow down. Let's get some charge going underway. How much can I actually charge? Well, with the phaser capacitor fully topped off and not needing anything, we are capable of going quite quickly. And so we're just going to leave. Well, not the fight, of course. We're going to come back around and kill him, but we're going to give him some time to think about what's going on and how he wants to approach his future. Now, we did fire from beyond effective range, but I am concerned about those plasma F torpedoes. I don't want to actually take any hits from them. So, it's nice being Klingon. Well, being Romulan Klingon, because we're very maneuverable. Like, we can basically dance around other ships. It makes life so much easier. Essentially, the rule of thumb is Klingons are one tier of maneuverability higher than they have any actual right to be. Which I feel is actually a fairly accurate statement right there. Prepare Ziggies. They do the exact same amount of my Fs, so I may as well utilize their superior range. And 3, 2, 1, fire! And break away. Oh, and he fired an F-type plasma torpedo back at my face, which is gonna hurt. Not the worst thing in the universe, but still gonna hurt. Oh, good, we burned it right on down. And did you Wild Weasel? Oh no, they made it to you. They did 40 damage to you. So that was excellent. Now we need to come around and utilize our F-type plasma torpedoes, much shorter ranged, but also still capable of hurting people. And his speed is down to 8, which is lovely. After this plasma torpedo strike, we will probably drop in speed so that we can assess his circumstance. Plasma, that's the range. Going around. We want to stay away from his front or his back, because that's normally where the plasma is contained. Or, you know, he could high energy turn, and I will then try and nail him from distance. We have destroyed his shuttle bay, so he's dead. He hasn't realized this yet, but he's dead. Drop down to our speed of 15 so we can charge everything. And drop down to 14 so I can set a probe. Apparently I can go up one. We've destroyed one of those plasma torpedoes, so that's helpful. Also, he's incredibly slow now. And us being a Klingon-designed Romulan ship can basically dance around him in perpetuity now. Because he's already used his high energy turn, he only has so much of a percentage of that. And you use a significant chunk of it every time you do. So we actually have a 100% chance to execute a high energy turn, but if we do that, we'll drop like 33% after that. It might be more than that or less than that, but it's fairly significant. You generally don't want to run a high energy turn back to back with a high energy turn. It generally will not work out in your favor. Alright, so we're going to get within the range. He is traveling away from us, which does extend said range. In terms of how long it'll take the plasma torpedo to actually still, you know, survive. But that should be good enough. Got him. There. So we worked against that ship and got killed. We worked with that ship and managed to defeat a giant monster, and then we got to kill him in vengeance for destruction of the first ship. I think that worked out perfectly. 150 prestige. Oh, I was supposed to scout. I forgot. But you know what? It was more important to kill him. In any event, that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see a notification every time I upload one of these videos. Press the little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.